Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the OU Football Preview Show. I'm Rick Heath, and with me, Noble McIntyre of McIntyre Law. Noble, OU passed a test of character, so to speak, at Kansas State last weekend.
I'm getting a little nervous about all these tests of characters that we've had lately. Yes, we did. I mean, what a game. You know, it started off completely different than what we've been so far, where we get a lead and then we relinquish it. This time we start off in the hole, and it could have been worse. If he didn't dink that field goal with no time left on the clock in the first half, we might have been down 14 at halftime. So I was certainly sweating bullets. Did not anticipate that or expect that. And boy, I was biting fingernails.
Well, you know, and I said test of character. So if you gave OU's defense a grade the first half, it'd be failing.
Oh my gosh, it's like they couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't have stopped me. And I run the 40 in about, I don't know, 4.2 days. And I mean, it didn't seem like they could do anything. And you know, boy, I knew going into the halftime, if we didn't get some serious halftime adjustments, we were in trouble.
Well, you know, the only thing that I held on to was the fact that OU's offense was moving the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we hurt ourselves a couple of times. We should have had more points on the board. That Wildcat thing did not work well. I mean, we ran it, I think, 4 times for -1 yard. And that's always tough. You know, I listened to Lincoln Riley's explanation on that. But at the same time, from a fan standpoint, I'm not a coach, but from a fan standpoint, you have the leading Heisman candidate, and you're taking the ball out of his hands, and it just makes me go, God, can we keep him there?
OU, just to give you a stat, OU leads the country in yards per attempt at 8.4 with Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where you almost think, well, Lincoln, you might have overthought that.
Yeah, on the other hand, when we thought we had that touchdown, which was pulled back, if we had scored, everybody would be saying, you know, that was a perfect use of the Wildcats.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was tough as a fan to see that happen 4 times and get no yards.
Yeah, you know, and that's one of those things that you think about it, and you know, and you heard it and I heard it. He said, hey, 13 out of 14 times we've been successful.
Right.
Okay, that's fine, but when it doesn't work, everybody's going to second guess. But fortunately, that second guess was negated by the fact OU came back in the second half and won the game. But exciting game nonetheless. We got another exciting game coming up against Texas Tech. And this is the OU Football Preview Show. Let me tell you about XR Tickets and Entertainment. If you're needing OU tickets for Texas Tech or Thunder tickets or concert tickets, XR Tickets and Entertainment is where you need to go. XRTickets.com or give them a call at 600-9111. We'll be right back from McIntyre Law right after this.
Laser Light Lift, an exclusive skin restoring procedure, can revive your unique beauty. Laser Light Lift is a fast, safe, and effective non-surgical alternative to the conventional facelift.
Call Laser Light today to save 20% this month only.
And welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath with Noble McIntyre of McIntyre Law. Now, Noble, I know this time of year you have a big Thanksgiving turkey giveaway coming up.
Boy, I tell you what we do. It's the 8th annual Day of Kindness is what we call it, and we'll be right out here in my parking lot. And for the last 7 years, going to this be our 8th year, the trial lawyers here in Oklahoma with the Oklahoma Association for Justice, which used to be called the Oklahoma Trial Lawyers Association, have banded together and contributed money, and we give turkeys away to folks that maybe are not as fortunate as you and I. And last year we gave away 7,500 turkeys and fed about 30,000 people at 5 different locations. This is kind of the premier location. We started it here 8 years ago. And so on November 16th, it's always the Thursday before Thanksgiving. We'll have several thousand people in my parking lot that we're going to give turkeys to. And we're going to feed hamburgers and drinks. And it is a major, major deal. It is a tremendous amount of fun.
Well, you know, and what a good thing that McIntyre Law is a part of that, you know, and giving people less fortunate than us a chance to have a normal or regular Thanksgiving. Plus, you're going to feed them that day that you're giving them things away.
We are, and OU comes out. They bring the Sooner and the Schooner and the 2 ponies. It's the only non-school officiated official event that they'll bring the ponies to. And so they came out last year for the first time. They bring their cheerleaders. The Roughnecks come. And so it's a big tie-in with Oklahoma football and Oklahoma sports.
And what time does that start again?
It's going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning. But last year, the woman who was in line first for her turkey was in line at 9 p.m. the night before, sat outside all night. I got here at 5 a.m. for my first interview. There were already 100 people in line.
Oh, wow. So be here early at McIntyre Law for the turkey giveaway if you need a turkey. Now, speaking of turkeys and non-turkeys, Baker Mayfield is a non-turkey because what a game he helped bring those Sooners back at Kansas State.
Oh, I mean, it still shocks me that he was a walk-on and then came to OU as a walk-on, and he's performing at this level. This team, I mean, we're 6-1. We wouldn't be 6-1 without him. And I mean, he is just a fantastic. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. I mean, he gets out, he puts the black face paint on, and he gets out there and he just goes.
And Lincoln Riley says at his press conference this week, he didn't even practice last week. He was hurt, had his shoulder hurt in the Texas game. Now, I love this. Lincoln Riley says, well, he might have got hurt when he didn't get protected when he slid because the Texas guy came in and hit him when he was down, but a little dig at Texas. Never, ever give up a chance to dig Texas,
Yes.
Lincoln's learning. You never give up a chance to do that. But anyway, he didn't even practice, goes in and leads his team back from a 21-7 deficit.
His fourth 400-yard game, rushed for about 80 yards. If that's how he plays hurt, we need to hurt him again this week because he was just he's a phenomenal athlete, and he played unbelievably well.
And I mentioned earlier, OU leads the nation in yards per play at 8.4. They're also second in the nation in yards per game at 581, and Baker has an over 200 passing efficiency. Now, to give that perspective, he set a NCAA record last year at 191. This year, he's at over 200, and the closest quarterback to him is at 180.
Well, to put it even to more perspective, every one of his statistics exceeds Sam Bradford, who, as you know, was a number one draft pick, who was the last one to sign one of those multi-million-dollar deals as a rookie before the new rookie wage came in. His statistics are better than Sam Bradford.
And they set an all-time record for NCAA yards during Bradford. So, I mean, and Lincoln Riley did something yesterday that this is the first time I've seen him do that, and that is he went on the stump for Baker Mayfield, talking about how underappreciated he is. Now, I don't know. I mean, I know the coaches got to do that. I don't know that Baker Mayfield is underappreciated, especially not around here or nationally. I mean, he's mentioned in every Heisman poll, and I think really once all is said and done, Baker will be at the top of that poll. I think he'll win the Heisman because of his ability to make the big play. But Lincoln Riley goes on and says, hey, he's so underappreciated. And we're all going, really, Lincoln? I mean,
Well, coach has got to do that.
He's got to do
but,
it. He's got to
Baker
protect.
Mayfield is the player of the year in the Bleacher Report. He's everybody knows who he is. Yeah. If he gets beat for the Heisman, and there are some other obviously good candidates, it's going to be an extremely close vote if he loses.
That's right.
It will be. But I'm an Oklahoma fan. I would have handed it to him before the season started.
Yeah, let's go ahead and officially make it. Hey, let me tell you a feel-good story.
Okay.
Rodney Anderson.
You know what? 2 years of not really playing because of injuries, then comes out and has a game where he gets more yards than he has in his entire career or this season. What a great deal for him. What a great deal.
And to his credit, I mean, he ran hard. He waited. He waited and waited. He didn't get in the mix the first few games, and Lincoln Riley said he didn't pout. He didn't hold his head down low or anything. He kept working hard, and he was ready when the time came. He did it against Texas. He did it against Kansas State. That run to get the winning touchdown was unbelievable. I was thinking and screaming, and Lincoln Riley in his head said he was saying cuss words when he dropped back.
Right, because he's going to lose 8 yards.
Yeah, he's going to lose and get him out of field goal range and make it and all that with 7 seconds left. And I'm going, go down. But he makes it around the corner.
Well,
touchdown. What a great get for a kid.
The only purpose of that play was to center the ball on the left hash for the field goal.
Yeah.
And he ends up scoring a touchdown with 7 seconds to go. So great play for him.
Oh, it was. And, and that's one of those things that you go, good things happen to good kids, And he's been working so hard. As you said, been out 2 years with injuries. Now, they did mention they're going to apply after the season for another year of eligibility, for him because of those medical things, but medical problems. But, and hopefully for his sake, he gets something like that if he wants it because he's such, hardworking young man and is rewarded for his hard work with good things. And I always like that as a story. Hey, we're at McIntyre Law on Southwestern. Noble McIntyre with us today. And they have, tell me real quickly about your turkey giveaway.
Turkey giveaway. It's going to be the Thursday before Thanksgiving, which is November 16th. We're going to start giving turkeys away at 8 o'clock in the morning. But if you want one, they're going to go fast. We'll give away about 2,500 of them here on this location. We will have 5 locations, but this is the premier location. There will be thousands and thousands of people here. The line to the highway will be backed up. We'll have several members of the Oklahoma City Police Department helping direct traffic. Every member of the major media will be out here. Last year we had a helicopter from one of the news organizations. The Sooners are here. I'm told the Thunder may be out with some cheerleaders this year. It's a major event. Thousands of people, and it's a tremendous amount of fun. So if you need a turkey and you're not economically able to maybe have what you and I have. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not missing many meals. Come by the office and we'll make sure you have a turkey for Thanksgiving, and we'll feed you that day. The reason we feed people that day was because when I started this 8 years ago, it's one thing to hand a frozen turkey to somebody they can cook for Thanksgiving. But if they show up hungry right then, there's nothing, that frozen turkey doesn't mean anything. And we saw that first day. And so ever since then, we feed hamburgers and hot dogs and all the drinks that you can want. We have face painting for the kids. We have it's a tremendous atmosphere. So if you need a turkey, come on out.
You bet, and that's November 16th.
November 16th.
All right, we'll be back with more here on the OU Football Preview Show.
Laser Light Lift, an exclusive skin restoring procedure, can revive your unique beauty. Laser Light Lift is a fast, safe, and effective non-surgical alternative to the conventional facelift.
Call LaserLight today to save 20% this month only.
Are you ready for some football? Football season has started at O'Connell's, and we've got all the games. For almost 50 years, O'Connell's in Norman has been your college game day headquarters, and now will be your official NFL watch party location. With our large screen TVs everywhere, you'll never miss a second of the action. Catch all the games with our great wings, burgers, homemade onion rings, and your favorite frosty brew. O'Connell's on Campus Corner is your total watch.
I'm attorney Noble McIntyre at McIntyre Law. Over the past 20 years, we have fought for Oklahomans who have been injured by medical malpractice and medical device injuries. These injuries are caused by products including defective hip implants, transvaginal mesh implants, Zofran, Xarelto, Invokana, and IVC filters. Unfortunately, these type of injuries happen every day, and it's good to have a local expert to turn to for help. On behalf of myself and the entire McIntyre Law team, I can assure you, no one will work harder than we will.
When you live in Oklahoma, the place to get your mattresses is at the Mattress Place. You see, Paul, the owner, is from Oklahoma, and he is sick and tired of seeing fellow Oklahomans pay outrageous prices on mattresses. The Mattress Place has queen, pillow top, mattress, and box springs for only $2.99, and king pillow top mattresses for $4.39. Twin sets for $125. The Mattress Place carries Simmons, Beauty Rest, Orthopedic, American Bedding, Primo International, Corsicana, and much, much more. The Mattress Place sells furniture too. Coaster, Ashley, Signature, living room, bedroom, dining room, office. The Mattress Place has special financing available. Regular financing and zero credit financing. Pay $10 down, take it home, and pay it off in 100 days. Mattress Place on 59th Street between Western and Penn.
Are you ready for some football? Football season has started at O'Connell's, and we've got all the games. For almost 50 years, O'Connell's in Norman has been your college game day headquarters, and now will be your official NFL watch party location. With our large screen TVs everywhere, you'll never miss a second of the action. Catch all the games with our great wings, burgers, homemade onion rings, and your favorite frosty brew. O'Connell's on Campus Corner is your total watch.
I'm attorney Noble McIntyre at McIntyre Law. Over the past 20 years, we have fought for Oklahomans who have been injured by medical malpractice and medical device injuries. These injuries are caused by products including defective hip implants, transvaginal mesh implants, Zofran, Xarelto, Invokana, and IVC filters. Unfortunately, these type of injuries happen every day, and it's good to have a local expert to turn to for help. On behalf of myself and the entire McIntyre Law team, I can assure you, no one will work harder than we will.
And welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath with Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law. Let me tell you about a great place. If you're looking for a burger, a great place for your burger fix is Garage Burgers and Beer. Great burgers there. They have beef, bison, turkey, veggie burgers, all that, plus Baja tacos also. So if you're looking for a great burger or any of the other fixings there at Garage Burgers and Beer, you can get them. 8 locations around the metro area. And remember, always $2 Coors Light on tap at Garage Burgers and Beer. Noble, the OU defense, much maligned. I think you can say OU defense without adding much maligned. Because, it was a tale of two halves. The first half, they looked totally inept.
They did. The second half was so well played, but really it started in about the last minute of the first half with the interception. I think that interception, which Kansas was driving, and we got the interception where we returned it back down to the 10 and ultimately got 3 points out of it. Yeah. That kind of set the tone, not only for the offense to come back out in the second half, but the defense to come out in the second half and perform better. And so it definitely was a tale of two halves. The defense in the first half just looked like they couldn't stop anybody. The defense in the second half I mean, how many 3-and-outs did Kansas State have? And so it was an unbelievable switch at halftime. I don't know what was said to those guys, but we need to start the game saying it to those guys because in the second half they played extremely well.
They gave up over 200 yards rushing first half. They gave up only 12 yards rushing to the quarterback.
That's just incredible. That's some major halftime adjustments. And to some extent, Mike Stoops gets blistered all the time. But some of what he says is true. Look, the coaches can coach, but they're not the athletes out on the field. And there's a lot of times that we have a bust that it's the athlete who was out of position.
Perfect
or did something wrong.
Perfect example. Second play of the game. Kenneth Murray, the young freshman linebacker, shoots left.
Right.
Leaves the gap wide open, 80-yard touchdown for Kansas State. I mean, second play. And that was a physical mistake by a young freshman.
Right.
He read it wrong. Boom, left the middle wide open. So those kind of adjustments, I mean, the coach can't go out there and go, we talked to you about this, But now the players did say that they had never seen Lincoln Riley so mad as he was at halftime. As well he should have been at the defense.
Right. He you know what? A coach has to rise up sometimes and really light into his players, and I think that he did that. Obviously, I heard that interview as well. Lincoln Riley said that in his own interview that he was a little fired up. And I think that resonated with them. They came out and played. Their season, because of what happened with Iowa State, which is now ranked 25th in the country and 5-2, and it doesn't look as bad, although it's still horrible. Because of what happened there, we have no margin for error anymore. We have to win out. And so if you're at halftime on the road against a team you're favored by 14 and a half points,
you're down 21
and you're down, a coach is going to come in and light you up. The days of coming in and just saying, come on, guys, let's do better, those days are over.
Hey, did you ever have a coach light you up?
Oh, my gosh. I played football in the day where they didn't give you water during 2-a-days, and if you got knocked silly in the game, they gave you smelling salts and sent you right back out.
Yeah, and patted you on the butt and said, get back in there, son.
Yep. I promise you I had several concussions, but nobody cared. So.
I had a concussion one time. I got kicked in the back of the head. They took my helmet away, and all of a sudden the other team scored, and I was on the extra point blocking team. So I ran back out there, grabbed my helmet, and ran out and blocked the extra point, and I was so happy I was running off, and I was still dizzy as heck, had no idea what I had done, and they were looking at me like, what are you doing? And afterwards, I looked up on the film, and I was lined up 2 yards offside and didn't know it. So anyway,
different era.
Different era, but the defense doing well. They said it was more, instead of adjusting schemes, it was more about telling the guys what they need to get them fired up, getting them off blocks.
Right.
And I think it had to be a combination of both, surely.
Oh, I think. They obviously responded well to their coaches at halftime. They obviously played harder in the second half and really concentrated on what they were doing because it's not like we magically put in another defense in the second half. They went out and did what they'd practiced all week. They just did it better.
And they played better and so much and so good for them. Hey, let me tell you about a great way to win tickets, 4 tickets and a limo ride to and from Oklahoma City to the game at the West Virginia game, and that's courtesy of XR Tickets and limo service. XR Tickets, you can win. We're going to give away 4 tickets and a ride in one of their limos from Oklahoma City to the game and back. All you have to do is go online at JoeFanSports1@gmail or Twitter at RickHeath10 and give us the guess of your final score on Texas Tech OU this coming Saturday. And the winner of that, and the closest to the correct score, will be entered into a chance to win those 4 tickets, a limo ride back to and from the game, courtesy of XR Entertainment and OU Football Preview Show. Give XR Entertainment a call at 600-9111 or go to xrtickets.com.
Laser Light Lift, an exclusive skin restoring procedure, can revive your unique beauty. Laser Light Lift is a fast, safe, and effective non-surgical alternative to the conventional facelift.
Call Laser Light today to save 20% this month only.
And welcome back. Final segment, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath, Noble McIntyre here at McIntyre Law. Noble, Texas Tech comes to town, and who doesn't remember last year's shootout in Lubbock? I mean, unbelievable. That set an all-time record for offense with both teams over 1,700 yards. Never, ever been done before in NCAA history.
No, I went into cardiac arrest twice last year during that game. I mean, it was 700 to 642 was the final score or something like that. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, but it was crazy. It was a track meet.
Yeah.
The defenses didn't stop anybody.
Yeah.
And it was just back and forth, back and forth. You know, I don't really anticipate quite that this week simply because what I saw out of Iowa State, Texas Tech last week, where Iowa State's defense held them down pretty good. But we'll see. It seems like when these two teams get together, they really have a high-scoring affair, and it's Baker Mayfield's last shot at the team that didn't give him the scholarship after he was freshman newcomer of the year in the Big 12. So he's going to be fired up
and Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep.
I mean, he still has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder from that.
I mean, can you believe they let Baker Mayfield go? I mean, they've got to kick themselves.
Well,
for
you know,
that.
and here's the thing: is that it's their own fault because they had told Baker, obviously everybody knows the story. Told Baker he's going to get a scholarship, and then they go, well, not until next fall. Well, that made him mad, made him dead. So he goes, hey, I like OU anyway. So anyway, last year, Patrick Mahomes, 800 yards passing.
It's just unbelievable.
Just,
unbelievable.
I mean, you know, of course, he's a first-round draft choice. Nick Simonek, the new quarterback, fifth-year guy, they always come up with fifth-year guys. Texas Tech, I mean, who stays 5 years before he can play one season?
I don't know.
Texas Tech has him. Anyway, he comes in averaging 334 yards, good passer, but this offense is not anywhere near what it was last year for Texas Tech.
It's not. It's a shell of what it was. It's still a potent offense. They still do really well and score some points, but they certainly aren't ringing the bell like they did last year. I don't anticipate that they're going to be able to do to OU what they did last year, although everybody knows OU has struggled in the defensive secondary multiple times. We've had several busts in games, and we can make an average quarterback, and this is not an average quarterback, but
we've done that many times this year already.
Look at Iowa State. We took a quarterback that before that game had thrown the same number of collegiate passes as me, which was 0.
But last week, to give that young man credit, I mean, he ended up beating Texas Tech, you know, and doing it in a good way with his passing. So he's better than than we had anticipated. But, you know, one of the things that I look at this game is Tech's defense, passing defense, is 126th in the country out of 130-something. So that means Baker Mayfield should have his way with the passing game
I think Baker
Texas
Mayfield
Tech.
will go over 400 yards for his fifth time in his career is what I think. You know, I think that OU is going to win easily, unlike last year, because we're just going to score so many points. I think the defense will get tested. But you know what? If you look back at last year, OU got stronger as the year went on. We didn't make the Final Four, but the 4 teams that did, we're very happy we didn't because it would have been difficult for anybody to beat us at the end of the season. And I think that's where we're trending now. I know we've had some close games. Those close games are all going to help us at the end of the season as we get into the meat of our schedule when other teams maybe haven't faced that yet. And so I think that Texas Tech, I think will win pretty easily.
Well, you know, and I think should, and we'll get your prediction in just a moment. But you know, OU's defense came together last year after a struggle. Maybe that second half of Kansas State will look back and go, that's when the defense came back together.
Right.
And it moves forward playing good defense. And we'll find out this Saturday. You know, one of the things that they're going to have to do is be able to control that passing attack. And if they can keep Simonek under his 334 yards or thereabouts, then it'll be a good season. It'll be a good defensive hold right there for OU.
Right.
Now, real quick, your prediction for the score.
I think it's going to be like crazy. 55-35.
I've got 58-31. I think it's going to be the
Yeah.
same thing. You know, I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think OU will go up and down the field. Baker Mayfield for Heisman will be, you know, signs all in there. So hopefully it'll be that way and the defense plays well. Hey, that's going to do it for this week's show. I want to thank Noble McIntyre for letting us come into McIntyre Law. And you can watch each and every week here at the OU Football Preview Show. Be a part of our ticket giveaway promotion courtesy of XR Tickets and Entertainment. All you have to do is submit your guess for the final score of the OU Texas Tech game, and the closest to that final score, that name will be entered into the final drawing for 4 OU West Virginia tickets and a limo ride to and from the game, courtesy of XR Entertainment and the OU Football Preview Show. Also, the next 2 runners-up won a $25 gift certificate from the Hal Smith Restaurant Group. So get your entries in right now. Go to joefansports1@gmail.com, or you can Twitter us at rickheath10 at Twitter and submit your guess for the final score for the OU Texas Tech game, and you can get it in line to be a winner for 4 OU West Virginia tickets and a limo ride to and from, courtesy of XR Tickets and Entertainment. And if you need tickets, give them a call at 600-9111 or go to xrtickets.com. The best in Thunder, concert, or OU football tickets, that's xrtickets.com. And last week's winners of the XR ticket promotion was Richard Pike Jr. Richard, your name will be put in the final drawing for the 4 OU West Virginia tickets. And the runners-up will get $25 gift certificates are Michael Wright and Thomas Lupe Jones, courtesy of the OU Football Preview Show and XR Tickets and the House Smith Restaurant Group. I want to thank some wonderful sponsors of the OU Football Preview Show. The Trails Golf Club in Norman. What a great fall to play golf. It's wonderful. The trees are turning color and the greens are in great shape. The fairways are in great shape, all at a championship course in Norman, the Trails Golf Club. If you're looking for a place for you and your family for 2018, they've got membership specials right now. Give Kathy Hess a call at 364-3790, the Trails Golf Club in Norman. Also, Dr. Jimmy Conway, orthopedic specialist, is our orthopedic expert here on the OU Football Preview Show. Dr. Conway is an orthopedic specialist on shoulders. If any of your youngsters have a problem with football, softball throwing, and your shoulder is hurting, Dr. Jimmy Conway is the expert in Oklahoma on shoulder injuries. To find out more about Jimmy Conway, go to jimmyconwaymd.com. He also has an office on Southwestern at the OSSO office building and one on Broadway Extension. That's Dr. Jimmy Conway, MD.com. Also, the Garage Burgers and Beer, 8 locations around Oklahoma City. They have beef, bison, turkey. They also have great Baja tacos, fish tacos with mango salsa on them. That's one of my favorite. Plus, sweet potato fries, regular fries, all that and more at the Garage Burgers and Beer. Named the best burgers in Oklahoma City by many publications. 8 locations around the metro area. The Garage Burgers and Beers always features $2 Coors Light on draft each and every day at the Garage Burgers and Beer. Also, Cocina Domino, over 30 years of great Mexican food at 59th and Southwestern. If you're looking to have an office party and have it catered, they have also banquet facilities. So if you're having a family gathering, a wedding, whatever, receptions, all are available there at Cocina Domino, 59th and Southwestern. They've got great Mexican food, and even if you just want a lunch, you can go by. They have great lunch specials at Cocina Domino, 59th and Southwestern. Also, Sooner CrossFit. If you want to get in the best shape of your life, Sooner CrossFit can help. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or a serious CrossFitter, Sooner CrossFit can help you. Go to SoonerCrossFit.com to find out more about the workouts of the day and how to be a CrossFitter at Sooner CrossFit. And XR Tickets and Entertainment, we give away tickets for them every day. But if you're looking for tickets for the Thunder, concerts anywhere in the country, or if you're looking for OU football tickets, xrtickets.com, or give them a call at 600-9111 at XR Tickets and Entertainment.